covering the topic on the data cloud, which is zero copy data federation. So this is going to include the Snowflake coverage as well. So in the previous sessions, we have covered in detail about the data cloud certification 12-day bootcamp, and then we do have the deep dive series as well, where we have covered different topics with related to the data cloud. So we are continuing the series with all the advanced topics. So Aishwarya has already covered a previous session. So we do have the recording of that. We are going to share that recording soon. And today's topic is on zero copy data federation. So she is going to cover in depth about the topic, and also her experience implementing that, and also best practices and tips. So we do have a certification voucher to give away for this session. So Aishwarya, please, you can ask questions at the end, and you can decide one winner from today's session. So, and thanks everyone for joining today's session. And this session will be recorded and will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. Without further ado, Aishwarya, I will turn it over to you. Please take it over.
JB. So yeah, I'll share my screen. Please do confirm once visible.
There's a lot of noise in the background, Aishwarya. Your video is available. The screen is not visible yet.
Okay. Is my voice clear now?
I I can hear some background noise, but you please continue. I will try to let you know in between if at all any noise comes up.
Okay, sure. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. Today, as JB informed, we'll be covering topic related to zero copy. This is an advanced topic on data cloud and few things. Maybe the data federation concept, where we have file federation. That was a very new topic as well, introduced in the month of March only. So we'll be discussing about data federation today, and we do have another concept related to zero copy, that is data sharing. Our focus here today will be more on Snowflake only. But apart from that, there are other application which supports zero copy. Maybe as and when I discuss about that, I'll give more details, which are all the other application which supports zero copy. With that said, just a quick introduction about me. Working as a digital solution architect, senior manager in entity data. I'm an active community speaker and an SFMC enthusiast. And in past few years, maybe around 4 or 5 years, I have experience on data cloud. When it was CDP, I started my journey with data cloud. And now I am again actively working on data cloud related things and also on Agent Force. And I'm also an Agent Blazer legend and 7 times Salesforce certified consultant. And I also run a website with name SFMC Stories, where I cover topics related to marketing cloud engagement, marketing cloud next, which has recently started. I've added a few blogs related to it, which is helpful for a business analyst and how to start working on marketing cloud next. So those are all some topics which I have covered in this website. And here is my Trailhead handle. If anyone wants to follow me on Trailhead, you can follow me. And I'm also an active, I will answer the questions if you ask any questions in the Trailblazer community related to marketing cloud, data cloud, or Agent Force. And yeah, and these are all the social handles that I have. And I also have a YouTube channel, SFMC Stories, where I'm covering topic related to marketing cloud next. And I'm going deep into it. I'll be explaining topics related to data cloud as well, from the beginning, like what is data cloud, how to use it in marketing. All those things are covered here. And this is my Slack channel. And if you want to interact with me, and if you are facing any challenges today on marketing cloud implementation or data cloud, you can reach out to me here on Slack, where we can have one-on-one huddle. And these are all some of my community contributions so far, from past few years, where I have presented on different various topics related to marketing cloud, data cloud, Einstein, and Agent Force. So again, some virtuals and some in, and some of the guest blogs, everything highlighted here. And some of them are recorded and some of them are not recorded. So yeah, maybe I'll not go deep into this, just a quick thing. And yeah, I have few sessions in the roadmap as well, where recently I covered something on Champion Agent Blazer Champion and Agent Blazer Innovator. So next there is something on Agent Blazer Legend also coming up in next month or so. So stay tuned for that. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you will get those information instantly. And today's topic we'll be discussing about a data cloud with Snowflake. And we'll just first we'll start with the introduction, how data cloud is different from Snowflake, and why data cloud and why Snowflake, those type of things. Then we'll get into the actual topic, that is zero copy. What is zero copy, and what are all the benefits related to zero copy integration, and then zero copy data federation architecture. Then in data federation, we have two concepts, query federation and file federation. We'll discuss about that. And then we'll finally conclude with some use cases and maybe some questionnaire and a demo related to these two concepts, query federation and file federation. By the way, if you have any questions or anything, you can please do drop in the chat. Maybe I'll give a pause here and there. In that time, we will just discuss about the questions. Okay, so just a quick question here to the audience, like maybe how many of you know the difference between data cloud and Snowflake? If you know, just type yes. Okay, I'm getting yes. Okay, so yeah. Um, Here, data cloud and Snowflake both serve maybe not the same purpose, but maybe we can get it connected to make use of it for the full potential. And on the left hand side, what you see, this is data cloud, and the right hand side you can see Snowflake, and have added the relevant logos there. So left hand side is like data cloud, as I said, maybe 3 points there is like operational customer profile, real-time data access for marketers. Again, not only for marketers, any other business team members can also make use of data cloud, and seamless activation. And maybe here and there I'll speak more about marketing and some use cases related to marketing. And then seamless activation, again, as we have as we know, data cloud, how it can activate on multiple other applications as well. So that's where it is easy to use, and activation is available, but which is not Snowflake, where you cannot bring in a personalization activation on any platform. But it's a data platform. You can create maybe an record, maybe a single source of truth kind of thing, but still not like data cloud. And if you're already having Salesforce applications in place, like any of the cloud, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Revenue Cloud, then you can definitely make use of data cloud. And on top of it, Snowflake can also help you in various things. As you can see here, it supports diverse data, like if you are having data on JSON format, Avro format, XML, Parquet, all these formats, those are all like semi-structured data. And again, if you have data in the format of Excel, or any spreadsheets, that is again a structured format. And then unstructured data, like any PDF files or any call recordings, those type of things, maybe not related to the structured or semi-structured, any other type of data, maybe an email attachment, those type of data. If you have in Snowflake, then that can also be used. But again, whether data cloud support all of this, yes, 90-95% all these type of data is supported in data cloud. But there are some limitations. There are few things that you need to take care while working on data cloud, especially on the Avro format or Parquet format related files. And unstructured data, again, a few things are in beta phase, a few things are already available, which you can make use of. And if you know Agentforce data library, where you can bring in maybe the data from the previous, data from the call summary or PDF files, that is where we come across unstructured data. And again, if any of you here, if you have attended my previous session in the same community, I've discussed about RAG process. So that is related to unstructured data. And then the data pipelines, again, that is one of the important concept of Snowflake. You can build continuous data pipeline in various language. Again, there are various supporting application like Snowpark and Snowpipe, which will help you in bringing up that data pipeline. This two tools, Snowflake and Data Cloud, go hand in hand. And this is not the first time that Snowflake is going to interact with the Data Cloud via zero copy. You can use Snowflake as an maybe an external out of the box connector itself without zero copy as well. That is how it was available before March. And as you can see, the partnership between Data Cloud with Snowflake, it is since 2015, started with Tableau, then CRMA, that is CRM Analytics, then MuleSoft, and now Data Cloud with zero copy. So this is a quick intro about these two platforms, Data Cloud and Snowflake. And I do get a lot of questions on this, like why we need a Data Cloud, and if we already have Snowflake, which will do almost a similar kind of work, but why we need a Data Cloud. So I'll turn off video as I'm getting some um, bandwidth issue here. Okay, why we use Snowflake when we have Data Cloud, or why we use Data Cloud when we have Snowflake? Um, Again, there are various reasons why you are going these two tools parallelly, or maybe dependency. There will be some dependency on each other. That is because, like, Snowflake is like an for storing purpose, or processing of data, or analyzing massive data set when you want to do. And if you have an elastic compute and storage, again, Data Cloud will not support you on the storage side, but Snowflake supports you on the compute and storage side. And again, ideal for any data engineering, Power BI related, or any BI related analytics things, then you can go with Snowflake. On the other hand, some best positive things about Data Cloud is you can work on real time things. Again, this zero copy is a real time one. I'll let you know how real time it is. And you can stitch multiple profiles together, and that will help you in bringing up identity resolution, and segmentation, personalization. And if you want to connect it to Marketing Cloud engagement, then it will be a journey orchestration can be done via Data Cloud. Then native integration between all the different clouds available in Salesforce. So these are all some benefits of Data Cloud. Again, audience here would be any business user, any sales rep, service agent, marketing user. Anyone can make use of Data Cloud. And again, why we need to use Data Cloud with Snowflake is because of this zero copy access and unified customer personalization. Maybe if you know data graph concept in Data Cloud, that can also be used with Snowflake. And then real-time activation, and for the governance related things, we can make use of these two things together, Data Cloud and Snowflake. And here we have some integration options, like maybe you might have come across these two things, like batch and streaming type of ingestion. So what does this batch ingestion means? It's like a scheduled transfer. If you, again, I'll relate to Automation Studio, where we have scheduled automation. So similar to that, if you want to schedule something, then you will go with batch ingestion. But if you are having something like an API related or any real time, then you will go with streaming ingestion. But again, I've kept some orange boxes in between, so that is nothing but the actual transfer, like what it is going to happen, how much time it is going to take. So if I use streaming ingestion, it will be like under 5 minutes. It will not be real time, but yeah, near real time. So it will take hardly 5 minutes to bring in your external data into Data Cloud. Then schedule this based on your scheduled like time and time zone when you have set it up. Then sub-second real time. This is something new, maybe very recently introduced, and this is used when you want to do something with SDK, Web SDK, Mobile SDK, and any real time related thing, but not actual real time. There is some delay, that is 200 milliseconds of delay. If you are okay with this, then you can go with this sub-second real time. approach. And you can see some areas like segmentation and insights, calculated insights. There you can see a prefix added nowadays with real time. That means you can use that option if you need this 200 milliseconds of delay. Okay, then comes the zero copy. As we have these three types of ingestion pattern: batch, streaming, sub-second, real time. Zero copy is like an advanced one, because it will be like it will act immediately, real time, actual real time. As soon as some changes happening in your source system, immediately that gets reflected in data cloud, which was not the case in all the previous ingestion patterns. So we are not going to actually bring the data into data cloud. That is, ingestion is not going to happen in zero copy. That's why you can see that flower bracket in have added only to batch, streaming, and subsequent real time, not to zero copy. That is because zero copy is not like an ingestion pattern, because I'm not going to ingest any data into data cloud. I'll just have a metadata of it available. Then comes the actual topic: introduction to zero copy. By now, you might have got some clue what this zero copy is. And if any one of you are already using zero copy, please do drop your thoughts in the chat box, that how you are using, or what are all the issues that you have faced. Or again, few thoughts from your end as well. What is zero copy? So maybe this zero copy is, as I told, it's an advanced terminology available in data cloud nowadays. Uh, and again, people get confused with this terminology, zero copy. What is this actually means? That is what this slide speaks more on. So this integration will access the data that is sitting in your external platform. In our case here, I will be taking Snowflake as an example. So if I have some data in Snowflake, um, with zero copy, I'm not going to ingest that data directly into data cloud, because I already have a source system for which I'm already paying, and I have lot of data available in that source system. I'll just do a pointer system, like I'll just give a pointer there from data cloud to Snowflake where it is located. So through that, just a pointer, I need to get the actual data. So that is what this zero copy will do. It will just give you a pointer to the source system from where you want to fetch the data, and processing everything will happen within data cloud. But you are not going to ingest it. It will be a direct access to your source system. So that is what zero copy is all about. And virtualization, again, if you are from marketing cloud engagement background, you know data views. Those are virtual tables. You might not see anything upfront on the platform what this is all about, but there is some process behind the scenes which will click data, those type of email engagement related things in the data view. Similarly, here in zero copy actions will be taken in a virtual manner. You might not see each and everything how it is happening, but you can see that actual data flowing in real time. And most of the things are like with the drag and drop functionality, and everything is like low code. And if at all, if you want to enhance your experience, then you so use SQL, but it's not mandatory. Without that also, you can make use of zero copy. But you should have some good knowledge on API, at least the like functionalities of OAuth, and not completely, that's not actually required, but still, if you are enhancing lot of things, and if you are connecting multiple applications, then that is important. But again, to work on zero copy, only primary thing that you need to know is like how to fetch private key, public key, those type of things, and how to add it into data cloud, and how to establish the connection to external system like Snowflake. Those things are important. Apart from that, no much technical or coding things required. And again, few things you need to understand from the source system part of you also. Again, if you have team working on that source application, maybe in my case Snowflake, if I have a team who is already working on Snowflake, then no need to worry how to operate, how to bring that data, because Snowflake team will take care of it. But if you don't have a team, you're going to work on it. Again, you have all the related documentation available, but understanding those topics overnight would be very difficult. You need to understand that source system completely before integrating that to data cloud. Then benefits of zero copy integration. So without zero copy, what is going to happen? And with zero copy, what are all the things you can see? So without zero copy, it is costly transfer, because like if I assume that I don't have zero copy in Snowflake, then in that case, I'm bringing that data which I already have in Snowflake. So I'm paying money for Snowflake also, and I'm bringing that same data into data cloud. So for data cloud also, I'll pay money for ingestion, right? We have this credit consumption. So based on the data load, how much data I'm going to bring into data cloud, there will be some credits assigned to it. So that is how this costly transfer matters. Without zero copy, I need to pay twice, once for Snowflake and once for data cloud or any other application. But with zero copy, I'll pay only for Snowflake, not for data cloud ingestion. So processing, everything happens in data cloud. For processing, you are going to pay. Within data cloud, what processing you are going to do? Maybe that identity resolution, insights, all these things, whatever you are going to bring in data cloud, for that you will pay, but not for the actual storage of data, and bringing that data, ingestion of things. That for that you are not going to pay any money. So that's why it is cost efficient, and without zero copy, it is little bit costly. Then error prone and accurate. The same example, like if I don't have zero copy, then I need to have multiple storage, right? In data cloud also, I'll bring the same set of data. In my source system also, I have same data, and it's not real time. In that case, I might miss some data. Like let's say if there is something related to stock, like a product related stocks. So I'll store my stock details in Snowflake, but without zero copy, what's going to happen? If there is some updates, my Snowflake team is going to update it, but that is not in real time with data cloud. So maybe if I'm sending out a communication in next 30 minutes, I might miss that actual data, what is currently available real time. So that's why it's not accurate, and again you will see some duplicacies also, because you're saving same type of data in two different systems. So that's why you you tend to get some errors when you don't have zero copy. But on the other hand, with zero copy, the data will be accurate. So again, these are applicable to some of the application as well, and in the roadmap, there is a plan to bring a lot more application in place for zero copy. Then, without zero copy, it is slow, as we discussed earlier about the ingestion patterns. It's like some milliseconds, and maybe more than millisecond, 5 minutes, like that. There will be some delay. But with zero copy, it is near real time. Again, as far as I have experienced, it's real time. I've seen immediately if I make some changes in Snowflake, it get reflected in data cloud immediately. But there will be some microseconds of difference, not more than that. Then duplicative, as I told earlier in the error prone section itself, like duplicate of data will be available, but here you might not see that much of duplicacy, because you're just giving a pointer. It's like a VLOOKUP. If you are using Excel much, you know VLOOKUP concept. So like that only, you're just going to look up to source system. Then insecure and secure, like without data cloud zero copy, data might be insecure, but with zero copy, you have trust, Salesforce trust as a boundary layer available. So based on which your data will be secure. Okay, now zero copy integration, and this entire flow is related to Snowflake alone, and maybe the other applications, whatever supports zero copy, maybe I'll discuss in next slide. Now we'll only understand from Snowflake perspective what's going to happen. When we say zero copy, we have two approaches. One is data federation, which we are discussing today, and the other one is data sharing. Okay, So data federation means the way how you ingest your data into data cloud. That is data in. That is data federation. Data sharing means data which you are going to take outside of data cloud, maybe activating your data on some external platform. That is data out. And in this zero copy integration, your data in will be from some zero copy compliant or aligned application like Snowflake. And maybe data out is also like, as you can see, Snowflake itself, right? So you can see Snowflake here. So data out is also on the Snowflake application itself. But if you want to bring that activated data to some other application, you can do that as well. And as you can see, this CRM enrichment and unified data across all these things. As we are discussing about Snowflake zero copy, I also wanted to highlight why this zero copy was introduced. Maybe all of you or some of you might have already come across ETL tools. What is ETL? Like extract, transform, load, these type of tools that you might have come across. So there are some challenges in that ETL tools, similar to what we discussed in our previous slide. Like it is slow, costly, and fragile, and like there will be some volume spikes, and that cannot be handled via your ETL tools. So there are a few more drawbacks, because of which zero copy was introduced. So with zero copy, maybe you will get a live access to your external application. So as I told, the VLOOKUP concept. So like that, you can just directly fetch the external data, and no duplication, no delay, and you can have a proper governance across different systems. So that is how zero copy was introduced. And zero copy is already an concept available in Snowflake for a long time. And there are some partner network related to this zero copy, which means the brands and um, companies who support zero copy or who help in implementation, that's already available for Snowflake. Similarly for Data Cloud as well. So as you can see on top, like we can get data from Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Commerce, Lightning, Marketing Cloud, and then along with the Snowflake data, you can unify those data together. And then if you want, you can enrich the output on your CRM. And maybe if you want to bring that data on Marketing Cloud, again, you can do that as well. On Snowflake side, you can create a data warehouse, and you can use that warehouse for multiple other use cases related to Snowflake, and the data engineering related, AI related, or machine learning related, whatever you want, you can make use of the data, whatever you are processing within Data Cloud. So you're going to pay for processing that's going to happen in Data Cloud, but not for the initial ingestion, or maybe the data in data out process will not have uh, any cost aligned to it. Okay, so the only the internal middle box, whatever you're seeing, for that there will be a cost or credits assigned to it. It depends on your use case. There is a maybe I'll show you at the end of this session, like what are all the use cases available and how credit will be aligned to each of them. Okay, so the data out concept which we saw, so this is how it will look like as an architectural flow. Like on the data federation side, you can see external data lake, and this is mostly on the query federation side, and you can see Q and F. So those are like query federation and file federation kind of, and you can store. You are going to use a storage layer here, and maybe whether you are using Snowflake or any other application supporting zero copy, you will definitely have a storage layer, and you will be using that storage layer. And the query layer, you already store that data within query layer, and you are going to point it to your external platform like Data Cloud. And we will be having JDBC drivers here. So JDBC, if you are new to it, Java database connectivity. So you can connect your external platform to Java database connectors. So that is the concept behind it. So I can connect a Data Cloud to Snowflake through JDBC drivers. So this is again aligned with Snowflake. So you are going to connect these two platforms together. And this is behind the scenes. You might not see how it is connected, those type of things, but you are going to do some setup to establish that connection. And within data cloud, you can see data cloud storage, cache, and data available. And you can make use of the data what you are bringing from external data lake as inside segment and for activation purpose. And you can also pass that to your external data lake. So you are bringing data from your data lake, and that data lake you can use for activation also. Like whatever data you have processed, you can push it to that same data lake as well. So that is what the third box says. Again, the insight whatever you have generated from data cloud, you can pass it to that external data lake, and the storage will be available for you in that external data lake itself. But whatever things you have processed, maybe the segments that you have created, insights that you have created, those things will always be there in data cloud. Okay, so maybe if you have any questions by now, please do drop it in the chat, and maybe we'll
Aishwarya,
discuss.
sorry to cut you there. We do have a few questions. If you prefer to take as we go, I can read that questions out to you, or else, if you want, we can have them at the end.
Yeah, sure, we can go for a
Okay,
question now.
let's look at the questions that we already have in the chat. Is there a fallback strategy? Example, cached copies or snapshots when zero copy integration is unavailable or disconnected?
So zero copy is like maybe you are going to do the connection one time, and again when you are working on data cloud, you should have proper planning well in place, that whether you are going to use zero copy or not. And maybe again, if there is a concept like private key, public key concept, and client ID, client key concept, as I was telling earlier about the API. So that concept is available here. So again, while working on this zero copy integration, it's not like cached copies or snapshots. It will be real time. So whatever change is happening in your source system, it will be immediately affected here. So I don't think so we have cached copies or snapshot concept here. And maybe fallback strategy, if I need to think of, maybe no such fallback strategy. Again, if you disconnect zero copy, you are going to lose the data. Like whatever connection you had, that will be lost completely. I hope that answered your question, Kavita.
Yeah, that helps. Thank you. And the next question is somewhat related to this one. I think you already addressed it. I'm gonna ask it anyways. How can we tell if there is a loss of data while transfer? Is it accounted for in the PR records?
There's a loss of data while transfer. While transfer, it's like you already have a source system. Whatever is available in source system, same data you are going to see in data cloud. So maybe loss of data means previous data you are going to see. But when you see that in data streams, again, this is one issue which I faced. I was looking for records in my data stream, but I did not see any records, and it was showing me zero records. uh, then I got to know that is because of the maybe refresh. I'm not having any refresh here. And like the data whatever I'm bringing from Snowflake, that should be the current data. Whatever I have as an old data, that is still available in data cloud. I can make use of that data for any querying that data or creating a segment on top of it. But however, the counting things whatever you need to see on the dashboard, that happens for real time data. Whatever is changes that you are making today, for that data will be available. But still your legacy data or the old data, still you can bring it into data cloud. So I don't see any data loss happening with the Snowflake and data cloud integration.
That helps. Thank you, Aishwarya. We can continue.
Okay, so one more question I saw, like, is Snowflake works as data space or database or data source? Yeah, like we'll discuss that in few, maybe in next few slides, you will get to know the answer for that. Okay, so now you can see one architectural flow, which is maybe the extended version of the architecture which we saw in our previous slide. So in this slide, we saw this data federation and data sharing box blocks, right? So now we are going to look into only the data federation thing, again enlarging the data federation concept, and we'll see how it looks like. In data whatever you are currently seeing, this is a query federation, and you have two concepts here: query federation and file federation. And for query federation, you are going to have the direct connector with Snowflake. But in file federation, there are little more, maybe a complex things involved. You need to bring in AWS, you need to bring in some external catalogs. All those things are also there. So we'll discuss that later. But as of now, let's focus on query federation. So in query federation, maybe you can see three blocks here: one orange block, and one green, and one um, blue. These three clouds are defined to a few applications. Okay, this green color cloud, it represents, maybe in our case it is Snowflake. You can take any application which supports zero copy here. Okay, so any data lake or data warehouse, which will be like managed by your customer, that is actually this green cloud. And this green cloud supports in compute and storage, and all the computational work what you are doing and the storage, everything happens within this green cloud or your customer managed data warehouse. And on top of it, you can see external data lake object, which is connected to the orange cloud. This orange cloud represents your data cloud, and all the operation whatever you see, that happens in data cloud. Maybe the graph which I told, data graph, computed insights like your calculated insights, and then the segmentation. And if you want to activate this data for any Einstein related things or agent force related, you can make use of that as well. That's where machine learning ops available. Then activation. And maybe as of now, just leave this file federation for a moment and just think of this one, query federation, which is via JDBC driver. And you have a query engine in place in your source system itself. And that will help you to fetch that data or retrieve that data from your source system. So green cloud is your source system. From there you can retrieve that data. And from how it is happening, that is via JDBC driver. And these are all some supporting system that is available, like Spark, Trino, Hyper. So those are all some supporting system through which you can bring in that source data to data cloud. And you can just keep in mind for now, there is one data lake object which is external, because we are going to discuss about a data lake object, how it is different from our normal native data lake object. Now coming to this blue cloud, this is a Salesforce, this is like Salesforce managed lakehouse storage. Okay, whatever data lake we had earlier, like the DSO, DMO, DLO, those things are stored in Salesforce itself. And as all of us know, data cloud is a managed package. So as this is a managed package, and the data lake object and the lake house, everything is stored within Salesforce. And on top of it, if I want to establish a connection between this external table and to my native Salesforce, then I need to bring up some concept known as iceberg table. Okay, so maybe I'll discuss about this iceberg table in the later slides. As of now, just understand that's like a connectivity that you're going to establish from Salesforce to this external platform. And now we will think only about the data lakes, because we are not focusing about DMO, DSO. DMO, DSO, again, in zero copy, we don't have the DSO concept altogether, because my external data lake object will do that work. I'm just bringing the data, and I'm mapping that to my DMO in later stages. But I don't have the DSO altogether. My external data lake object will act as my DSO. And how different these two are, like data lake object and external data lake object. So this data lake object is something like what you are currently doing, like without zero copy, how your data lake object you are creating. Maybe like as soon as you bring ingest a data, DSO will be created immediately, a DLO will be created. So those type of things are nothing but the DLO concept. And external data lake object is from your source application, whatever object you are going to bring in into data cloud, maybe that structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data. For that, there will be a DLO created in the in between your external and data cloud, external data warehouse and your data lake. That will be your external data lake object. Okay, hope this concept is clear. If you have any doubts, please do drop in the chat. We'll discuss later after this slide discussion. And one more maybe a reminder for me that in file federation, this image will remain as it is, but in file federation, compute process, whatever is happening in this green cloud, will happen in data cloud itself. Okay, so without file federation, if you are just going with query federation, then computing things will happen in your source system, in your customer managed system, and you are going to bring it into data cloud and then store it in Salesforce managed lakehouse. But with file federation, this compute is going to happen in Salesforce, not in source, in your customer managed data warehouse. So that is the slight difference in the flow related to file federation. And you can see the file federation available here as well, right? So you don't have a connectivity to compute. It's only connected to the storage. Okay, and this is beta. Like even today, file federation is a beta. It is in beta phase. It's not generally available, uh, but still only for 4 5 application, file federation is available. So now I'll just quickly check in chat if we have any questions related to this. Okay, so going back here, um, okay, process involved in query federation. So when you are working on query federation, what are all the things you should take care of? As I told, query federation depends on the compute that you are going to do in your customer managed system. So when you launch a workflow that requires data from an external system, maybe some of you are having questions, so your question will be answered here. So data cloud sends SQL queries to the external system compute engine. Whatever is happening, that data, like query is going to fetch data from your external system. So if you are disconnecting that connectivity, you will not have any connectivity at all. So if you are running any segmentation on top of it, or if you are creating a data graph on top of it, there is no connectivity, so your process will be a failure and you'll get error because you don't have anything to point out, and there is a disconnect. So definitely you will get an error here, and the external system executes the query and returns the relevant records to the workflow in data cloud. So that is how the actual query federation works, and you can work on this through normal filtration process or through SQL. So to create query federation, these are all the steps that you are going to follow. And first of all is to create a warehouse, and that warehouse is within Snowflake, and you need to generate a public private key pair. And this public private key pair you are going to create in some external application. Maybe you can use your terminals also to create your public private key pair. Then you're going to create an integration user in Snowflake, and you should be an you should transfer the ownership. If you are a non-admin user, you should become an admin as well, and you should become an integration user. Then once this is done, these are all the prerequisites that you are going to do before bringing the data into data cloud. And once that is done, then you are going to establish connection between data cloud and Snowflake. And don't forget the public private key, a pair that you have generated. Save it somewhere, and you need to use that while connecting Snowflake to data cloud. So we'll see these things in detail in the demo, but as of now, maybe for the slide purpose, this is how the concept is. Now, yeah, we'll be moving into file federation concept. Whatever we discussed till now, that is query federation. Now we are moving into file federation. So in file federation, we have a concept of iceberg table, and again in query federation also we do have, but most widely used, or you are going to create some tables, everything in file federation rather than in um, query federation. Okay, So maybe you can see like all the top rows wherever there is query engine, that is your Snowflake. And there is some storage bucket, like you can use AWS, you can use Azure, maybe Google Cloud can be used here as your storage layer. But most widely used ones are AWS and Azure. In my use case, I'm using AWS as my storage bucket. So as you can see, we have three different types of tables. First, focus on internal table. So what does Snowflake internal table do? There will be a storage bucket which will store a Parquet file, Avro file, CSV, JSON, ORC files. Okay, those are all formats, and you can download that. And if you want, you can convert it into CSV or Excel file, just to view it properly, what that actual data looks like. So those files can be stored in your AWS or Azure. So that storage is definitely there. Again, when you purchase Snowflake, you will definitely need to connect it to AWS or Azure, because that is the storage layer that you're going to use. Without that, maybe Snowflake will not work as you wish. Then whatever data you are bringing from storage layer, that will be loaded into your query engine, and there you will have a replica of that data, metadata. Okay, both of the things will be available for your use with from storage bucket, that is from AWS or Azure. So that is the concept of internal table. And coming to external table now, in the external table, this is read only storage bucket. This Parquet, Avro, CSV, JSON, same file format, whatever you have in internal, everything is supported in external table also. And this is only read only. You are not loading the data, you are just reading the data. So that is query engine. Sorry, that is external table. Now coming to Iceberg. So here Iceberg works on Parquet table, Parquet format, data format. So if you're uploading some other file, if you're using some other data format, you should change the data format to Parquet. Then only you will see some data flowing into your data cloud. So we are using Iceberg tables here. Maybe it's Query Federation or uh, File Federation. You will be using Iceberg tables. So all your metadata, data, everything stores in the storage bucket now. Earlier, if you compare this to external and internal, only data was getting stored, but here metadata is also stored in storage bucket. So here in our case, it is stored in AWS. Okay, so this is bidirectional, so you can either read data or write data on both these things. Like you can bring data from AWS to Snowflake, or from Snowflake to you can pass data from Snowflake to AWS. So that is about the Iceberg table concept. Okay, so as I was telling earlier, like we have file federation in place, and maybe we have some storage layers. So starting from the bottom, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. So these three are the storage layers of Snowflake. On top of it, you're going to connect to the Iceberg table, which we discussed in our previous slide. And we have credential vending. Okay, so to enable your open catalog, you need to again either disable or enable based on your use case. You're going to do that. It's a checkbox which will help you in the connectivity. Again, this is vendoring your credential to some third party system. Okay, so that is the concept behind credential vending. And then we have Snowflake Open Catalog, which is an managed service for Apache Polaris. So you can go with this open catalog approach, or again, there are some different applications also available. Instead of using open catalog, if you have a different application as a catalog, you can use that as well. But storage and catalog, again, the metadata will be stored for you here in this open catalog only, and the connectivity that you are establishing from data cloud will be for open catalog only. You are not going to establish connection to direct Snowflake. Just a reminder here, I'm speaking about file federation. For file federation, I will not directly connect to Snowflake, I'll connect to my open catalog, and this open catalog is just a layer on top of my Snowflake. Again, if you already have a Snowflake license, then there will be an one more license that you're maybe not an add-on, like a cost. There is no cost related thing here. I think so. Again, based on my understanding and whatever I have explored, if you already have a Snowflake account, there will be an open catalog of it, but you just need to enable it and get the access related things done. Once that is done, then you have the separate login for Open Catalog and separate login for Snowflake, but both of them are interlinked. And apart from that, engines like not only Open Catalog is not only supported for Snowflake, you can see Apache Spark, Plise Iceberg, or Apache Flink and Trino. All of them supports Open Catalog. So whichever you want, you can make use of it. Um, this is where the actual work gets done, or maybe whatever you are going to that is where you are going to process in the engines. Okay. Then coming to data cloud, you're going to ingest this data from storage layer. My storage layer is AWS. From AWS, I've created an Iceberg table, and then an open catalog is available. And I'm using Snowflake. I'm not using any of these other applications, Trino, Iceberg, or Spark, or anything. But only you can think of AWS, Iceberg, Open Catalog, and this is my flow actually. And if you want, you can also use Azure, Iceberg, and then Snow, or Google Cloud, Iceberg, Snowflake. But the steps varies. It's not the same for each application. There are different steps and different procedure to follow. Then you're going to have a bidirectional sync between Data Cloud and Snowflake. So as all of you were asking a question, if this get disconnected, see, you're losing the entire data, the entire storage will be lost. So whatever processing you're having the source system, that you're going to lose. But if at all, maybe a workaround here, if you want to have a copy of it, maybe you can create a backup, maybe a custom backup. Maybe you can process it in some other table, store it as a backup. Those type of things. Maybe you can run an flow or something, and to run it on a daily basis and keep it as a backup. Those type of things can be done, but again, that's a workaround. If you're losing data, you will lose that data forever. That is how it is. Yeah, that is about file federation, and it works on Parquet file, as I told. And process involved in file federation. See, there are like 4 different applications involved, starting from AWS. First, you're going to create an IAM user. That's an like we have 2 types of user in AWS, IAM and root user. If you are a root user, again you need to create an IAM user, or if you are already an IAM user, you can use that credentials right away. And you need to set some policies and permissions. Again, if there is a different team working on AWS, you need to give them instruction what needs to be done. Then coming to Snowflake, that is where most of the process you are going to do. You are going to create an external volume. That is where you are going to store the data. If you remember, we discussed about external table. So this external volume will act like an external table for you, and you are going to process that data there. And that is again a mandatory step. And you are going to connect that to a database, schema, table. So you should definitely have a database, and a schema and table. These are all concepts related to Snowflake. If you don't know this, don't worry. Maybe in the demo we'll discuss about that shortly. So then, creating Iceberg table. We discussed about Iceberg table already. So that Iceberg table, we are going to create Iceberg table. You are going to update. Then again, in between this creation of database and creation of Iceberg table, you need to do some staging. Part of the staging process, if you already have a file in different format, maybe in a CSV format, or maybe Excel format, or JSON format, you are going to convert that into a Parquet format, because that is what required for me on Data Cloud. And that is where zero copy works for me, and that is where Iceberg works. That's why I wanted to have that format changed to Parquet. Then creating Iceberg table. Then whatever data I have, whether I'm having a data already in Snowflake, or whether I already have some data in AWS, I'm going to retrieve the data in the last step, that is uploading and retrieve data from Snowflake tables. Once this is done, then we'll come to Snowflake Open Catalog. Again, initially itself, you are going to start again all three things: AWS, Snowflake, and Open Catalog. All three will work together. They are not independent. Each of them is dependent. Like whatever, each and everything, whatever I have added here in this blue box, everything is related to AWS also and related to Open Catalog also. Okay, there is some integration layer also where you are going to integrate your Snowflake to Open Catalog. That is where the connectivity gets established. And in Open Catalog, you will not see the actual data. You will just see the metadata, but still you will see only the table format. Okay, if I have a table of 50 columns in Snowflake Open Catalog, I can see only the table of 50 columns. I will not see what is there in that file, or maybe in that particular table. If I have 100 records in that table, I will not see that. I will just see the outline of or layout of that table. That is what Snowflake Open Catalog will do. Maybe that is still in the initial stages. It's again 1 year old, I think. So there are maybe few updates coming in future as well. But that is how currently Snowflake Open Catalog looks like. Then comes the data cloud and catalog concept. You're going to connect your data cloud to Open Catalog directly to Snowflake or AWS. Okay. So now I'll give a pause and check if we have any questions related to this.
We do have a couple of questions. Let me check. Okay. If the Snowflake zero copy integration is disconnected, will the segments and data graphs in Data Cloud that rely on Snowflake data become unavailable?
Yeah, like there is a disconnect, so you will see error. Maybe I will not say that it is, you will not see the data altogether, but you will see an error. Again, an example maybe to make everyone understand. Again, if you are from marketing background, let's say you are having one data extension, and in that data extension you are keeping your first name, last name, and some purchase details to that customer, and you wanted to retrieve that same thing on your email. Maybe that is not your target list, but you are using that data extension as a lookup, and you are fetching that data. Now you're removing that file or data extension. You're deleting the data extension altogether. Now you don't have that lookup at all. You don't have the data extension. If you send this particular email to your customer, what is going to happen? Will they receive the email? Like if they receive, will they see any data related to it? Unless and until if you keep something as a backup, you will not see any data there. Similar concept here as well. If you lose your initial connectivity, if you just disconnect it, there will be no data flowing into Data Cloud, and all the existing system where you want to retrieve the data on top of it, if you are segmenting, that one also will be lost.
That's a great answer. I see another question. So, since zero copy integration works with real time data, does this mean all required data transformations must be done in Snowflake and not within Data Cloud?
All Data Cloud concepts you can do within Data Cloud, not like you need to do it in Snowflake. But again, if you bring a clean data within Data Cloud, well and good. The processing charge and the credit consumption, everything will be maybe well planned, and also it will be maybe cost effective. From the cost effective point of thing, you can think from the business perspective also, whether processing it in Snowflake is better, or processing it in Data Cloud is better. Based on that, you can take the decision.
So, something related to the same question. So, talking about the data in and data out to share with external platforms, the data out, how does it differ from the segmentation features of Data Cloud?
Segmentation is not related to this. So data out is related to zero copy. So it's real time. So segmentation is not like again, it's an optional thing, right? In data cloud, it's not necessary that you need to segment on any data that's coming into data cloud. So totally different data sharing and segmentation. I don't think there is a relationship between both of this concept. So data out is on these any of the zero copy aligned application. You can activate your data. Maybe if you ask me a question on activation and data sharing, then maybe there is a difference. Like data activation that happens on the um, any other applications, right? Whatever application you are currently working on without zero copy, there you are going to activate. That would be like an activation target and data activation. But here, data sharing is more aligned with your zero copy approach.
Okay, we'll take one more question during this pause, Aishwarya. Do we have any inbuilt data filter in Data Cloud or Snowflake which will filter the unstructured data?
Which will filter unstructured data. So as of now, it's supporting the Parquet files only. Unstructured data also, if you are bringing, that needs to be converted to your Parquet format. Again, there are few. Again, as I told, file federation is in beta phase today, so it's not supporting many type of like data types. There is a list. There is a big list. Which is supported, which is not supported. So based on that, what to say, um, only certain type of data types are supported within data cloud. And maybe to be more specific to this answer, like filtration, again, you will not see something like the source. Like if you think of RAG process here, we had something known as file DMO, file UDMO, like that. But here it will be like a direct access. You are just going to have a link to Snowflake direct storage. That is, if I say AWS, I'll be having the data directly from AWS.
Awesome. So I think that cleared. Anybody has any other questions? We will have time at the end, and you can unmute and then ask the question directly. And for now, Aishwarya, I think we can continue. And again, everyone, this session is for 90 minutes. So we're going to cover the last topics here and then we're going to dive into the demo. Continue, Aishwarya.
Yes. Thank you. So yeah, now we discussed about what is query federation, what is file federation. Both of them are like two different approaches involved in data federation. Now coming to common pitfalls available here, like when we take up query federation, again, it's not a dangerous thing to work on, but still there are few hiccups that you might face while working on query federation and file federation. That's what highlighted here in this slide. First is while generating public key, private key, that one you need to keep in mind whether it's working properly. So officially, as per the official documents, you can go and use this JWT IO or terminal. On top of it, if you are having any other application where you can generate public key, private key, you can use that as well. There is no such restriction. You are going to use an RSA token kind of thing here, maybe a keyword and um, what to say, a code here, and based on that you are going to generate your private key and public key, but store that securely somewhere, because you are going to use that later in the connectivity. And that is required for two things. One is in the Snowflake configuration itself, while working on Snowflake itself, and also while connecting that to data cloud. Like in the connectors, while connect like in connectors, you are going to choose Snowflake, and there you are going to update your private key, and that is how your connection gets established. So don't lose your public private key what you have created. So that's where I told, like if you are losing the connectivity between these two things, again, someone might have created it long back, but if you don't have that public private key, you might not be able to establish the same connectivity again. So again, prepare some proper documentation while doing the initial setup itself, so that you will store all these information somewhere secured. Then latency and query limits. Again, as there is involvement of different applications like Snowflake, again, uh, as of today, zero copy gets is supported in Redshift, Google BigQuery. So again, based on those applications, there might be some query limits, there might be some latency, because of which you might see some delay of data coming into Data Cloud. Again, that's a rare case scenario. Again, I haven't come across this issue, but still something which you need to keep in mind, whether you are having the query limit or not, whether you are going overboard. Those things you need to keep in mind. And the recent answer which I told, unsupported field types. So based on the field whichever is supported, only in that fields only you need to create your tables, and you need to retrieve the data into Data Cloud. And if you are using some other field types, then there will be a disconnect, and you will not see data flowing into Data Cloud properly. Maybe you might not see the issue in the logs anywhere, unless and until you raise a support ticket, you might not understand what's the issue altogether. So there might be chances that that is because of some unsupported field types that you are using. Then retrieving records on Data Cloud, again, because of all the above things, if you forget to use your private key properly, or if you miss your query limits, or if you're using unsupported field types, because of which you might see some issues on retrieving the data into Data Cloud. Even though if you see some delay in Data Cloud because of any of this, maybe you might see some delay because of any of this, but 99% of the time it is real time. I have tested maybe like from past 3 months or 4 months, but it is almost a real time. Every time whenever I test, it is real time only. I'm getting the changes in Data Cloud. Then file federation, IAM role misconfiguration. So if you have done some, it's again a crucial concept in AWS, but still while working on file federation, this is a very important concept. First thing that you're going to do is creating an IAM role, and providing the proper policies. If you are missing to give that IAM role or a proper policy, you are not going to establish any connectivity between Snowflake at all, between Snowflake and AWS at all. Because of which, maybe the data that you have in Snowflake cannot be passed to AWS, and maybe because of that, you might not see any data in your open catalog, and you might not see any data in Data Cloud. Then unsupported types, same thing what we saw earlier as field types, same thing as data type mentioned here. Again, based on the, as we are discussing about file federation here, maybe if I'm uploading a CSV file, that will get converted into Parquet, and then you are going to get data. If I am uploading a file as PDF file, again, again RAG concept comes into picture here, but from the Snowflake perspective, maybe there is some limitation. You might not see that actual conversion kind of thing. But if you, again, while working on any other files apart from CSV or any structured files, you need to give proper naming convention, proper headings. That is very important, because that is going to chunk your data into various pieces, and there will be vectorization, embeddings, everything happening. So because of which, if you are giving some name, a random name or a general name for every paragraph, you are going to fail here. Because when you are uploading one single file, that's okay, but when you are uploading hundreds of file, that will be difficult for you to manage, because every file is going to give you same set of chunking, and you might not know from which file you are getting which data. Then missing primary keys. Primary key plays a major role in file federation. So you need to keep proper primary key. If you don't have, you need to create one primary key for your file in Snowflake, and also in Data Cloud, you need to map accordingly while ingesting. Then data space misalignment. Again, while working on Data Cloud, you should be having a well pre-planned blueprint in front of you, what you are going to do in your implementation phase. So what are all the data space available for you? You need to use that data space accurately for each and everything. You might have come across, as most of you told, Data Cloud and Snowflake, right? In Data Cloud, in every section, you might see data space. And if you are not from Data Cloud background, you can relate this to business unit. Data space is like a business unit. So definitely you will not use wrong business unit while configuration, right? So you need to check that data space thing um, properly, whether you are using the right data space for the configuration or not. Then refresh history blank. I have come across this particular issue. Like I don't see the refresh history populating, but I will see the actual data coming into data cloud in real time, and I can also query the data. I can also use that in um, identity resolution, calculated insight, everything. Again, here someone asked me a question on scheduling. So scheduling wise, again, it's like real time, right? If something changes in your source system, that changes reflects in your data cloud as well. So there is no such maybe a schedule that you're going to keep here. It's real time, but based on that manual refresh, whatever you are going to do, when you do the manual refresh, if there is some data available, maybe the newly updated data is available, then you will see that data in data cloud. If not, it will be zero only. You will see that the entire page as blank. Refresh history will be blank for you. Okay, so we have some zero copy partners available. So you can see zero copy connectors and zero premium technology partners available. As of today, these four applications are available as zero copy partners. If you are currently using AWS, Databricks, Snowflake, or Google Cloud, you can make use of that as direct zero copy. Again, what we see here as AWS, that is Redshift. No other application. That AWS is Redshift. If you are using Redshift, then you can make use of zero copy directly. Again, Snowflake and AWS, what I have mentioned here is quite different. For Snowflake, the underlying storage layer is AWS. Okay, and in the roadmap, you can see Microsoft Azure and Heroku. And this slide is from the official document itself. So everything is genuine here, and I haven't created anything extra. So a roadmap is like for Heroku and Microsoft Azure, there is a roadmap. So today, zero copy is not supported for Azure directly, but through Snowflake, you can bring the data from Azure, the zero copy approach. Then zero copy connectors, you can see Aurora, RDS, Athena, all these things are supported, and roadmap is for Cockroach DB. And but still, you without zero copy also you can connect Cockroach DB directly to Data Cloud. And some data ecosystem partners, maybe if you are using any of these applications today, then also you can connect it to zero copy. You can bring the data to via zero copy. There are some again. As you can see, zero copy connectors and zero copy data ecosystem partners as completely like all together like a roadmap. So these are all some roadmap planned, and as I told, zero copy is very richer. So you might see some things coming up in Dreamforce and also later after Dreamforce. Okay, now we'll jump demo. Okay, so here first, we need to start with Open Catalog. We are going to establish some connection to Data Cloud. So I think before that, we'll discuss about Query Federation, and then we'll come to this concept. Um, and for Query Federation, we have a very good article written by Daniel, and you can make use of this particular article while creating your Query Federation concept in Snowflake and Data Cloud. Everything is detailed, each and every step mentioned, and there is an YouTube video also related to this. If you want, you can follow that. Exactly same thing was replicated in my demo, or while I was creating as well. So what they are doing is, first of all, in the Snowflake environment, you need to navigate to admin section. So maybe I can show that here. This is my Snowflake environment. I need to go to the admin section, and from here you are going to actually start working on everything. So next is like you need to create a warehouse, and then you need to again, each and every step they have mentioned, I will not go deep into it. You're just going to give a name to it, name for your warehouse, and that gets created. Then you need to transfer the ownership, like if you are a non-admin user, you are going to give that ownership to your admin. Then once that is done, then you're going to establish the public private key pair, create the public private key pair. And here, as I told, this is somewhat you can, this would be an official document for you while configuring. And you can also go with help document, but there are too much of details available. But if you want, you can follow this instruction, as every pictorial representation is also available for you. So here algorithm is RS256 being used, and JWT, while I was configuring, I failed. I did not output as shown here. The terminal approach, that is also updated here in this section only. Going to open your terminal from the system, and use this code RSA key .p8, and that is going to generate a private key, and then you're going to save that. So that is again an OpenSSL concept, and if you have all the relevant things available in your terminal, well and good. Otherwise, you're going to install everything, all the prerequisite things, and then you're going to bring the public key and private key, save it somewhere securely. And once that is done, then you are going to create your integration user. And this integration is user is very much important, because you're going to use the same user in data cloud as well. Okay, so once this integration user is created, again, instruction provided for that what needs to be done. Then you're going to create a worksheet, and this worksheet you're going to use to process your data. Maybe if you already have a table in Snowflake, use the table directly, or if you are having any CSV file, if you want to upload the file to Snowflake, you can upload and create a table on top of it, and then bring that table structure to data cloud. So those things are possible with this SQL worksheet. Again, first of all, you need to have data in Snowflake. That is important here. And you're going to set an administrative role through query only. Whatever you are seeing, same details you can give, and you can set it up. And here you are going to use the public key, whatever you have saved earlier, that public key you are going to use here. And each of the things you can just add one particular statement, and then run that, and then add the one more statement, run it, and then one more statement. Or if you want to run everything together, that also works. However, whichever is comfortable for you, you can go with that approach. And as soon as you run these queries, you will see the output generated in your. And once this is done, then only you are going to establish connection with your data cloud. Okay, so data cloud connectivity is quite simple in query federation compared to file federation. It's going to come to connectors. In connectors, you will see Snowflake, and you're just going to click on new connector, and give the connector name, and then URL, which particular Snowflake account you are using, that one, and then region. Yeah, this is very, very important to note. As of today, this approach is not applicable to every region. Okay, like I used North Virginia as an account, like for my AWS, Snowflake, data cloud, everything is in the same region. Okay, for data cloud related, you need to go and check in the setup, data cloud home, what is the region that you are currently having. uh, Based on that, you can see whether the Snowflake and AWS are supporting or not. As per some documentation, they are telling that you can also bring data from other regions as well, but there will be some performance process issues. I did face it. I was using India region first, but I did not see any connectivity established. So later I figured out that I need to use North Virginia or anything related to US. And then as per this document, I followed and created an account. And again, there is no such region restriction again as such, but unless and until you have a proper Snowflake account, you need to create a proper Snowflake with all the details. And maybe if you're creating a trial org account, again you need to give your credit card details and all to get your account created. So for that you need to use this US related addresses, maybe phone number and also the credit card. Then you can establish this connection. And again, it's not always that the credit card that you are going to use is from US region. That also I noticed while configuring. Then once that is done, these are the things that you're going to fill: connection name, API name, Snowflake account URL. So this is one time, so give it properly. But later if you want to make some changes, again you can create one more and then make changes. Or to the same thing, if you are going to make changes, again keep a copy of it, like what are all the URL you have used, that private key, public key, whatever you have used, just keep a copy of it somewhere. Once this is done, you're going to establish the connection. Then you will see the data flowing from Snowflake to Data Cloud. So this is file federation concept, sorry, query federation concept. Similarly, data sharing is also having some setup things that you are going to do, and that data will be shared from Data Cloud to Snowflake or any external platform like Databricks, AWS Redshift, or Google BigQuery, any of the zero copy um, zero copy partners, whichever you are using. Based on that, you will see the data flowing into that application. But on top of it, through activation, you can use that same data for any of the other clouds also, or any applications as well. Okay, so yeah, once that is done, you will see in the data stream that Snowflake is available, and you can then process like normal process, like whatever you're going to do with the objects. Similarly, you can do here. And someone asked me about data transformation. So you can see the data transformation related things after you get connected to it. If you want, before mapping, if you want to do some data transformation, you can do a process what you do in Data Cloud. But again, to bring it's better if you do cleanup before bringing it into Data Cloud. Okay, so I already have done all these steps earlier, and my connection is strong, and I can just show you how it is. And as we have very little time, I'll just show you the data. Like this is some sample data that we used, and it is in the account table within Snowflake. And then we also have a file federation concept. Maybe let me quickly see if I can bring it up. Okay, so just a quick maybe review on all the coding what is done here. This is query federation related, and this is a fictional name I'm using. One CRM as a fictional name I'm using. So whichever name you prefer, you can give it. Like what we are doing, we have already created to create a DB first, and that name I'm going to use here. If you are not created, you can create as well. And scheme also, as soon as you create a DB, will be adequate. Default one is public, but if you are going to create a new schema, you can create as well. Then table. So this is the format: first database, then schema, then table. And in table, what are all the things? So this is normal SQL. Okay, not similar to marketing cloud how we used to use in SQL. It's a normal create, update, all these things you can do here in this SQL. And you're going to use aliases also, and this maybe um, the proper format like database, schema, and the table name. So here table name is customer. I'm using schema public, and I'm using one CRM. And then what are all the field names I need, and what are the data types I have, those things are updated here. And after this, I just need to choose all these query statement, and this is the run button. I just need to click on it, and this will run. It will take time. Maybe it is I have already used it, so maybe it's throwing error, but I just need to create, because I already created it. I might get error again, so I'll not run this. Maybe later, if I want to pass the data, like part of this is a free license that I'm using here on Snowflake. So part of that free license, I already have some sample data available, and that is available in this particular path. So I'm using this path again, same schema, table and database, same path available. Normal select star from the table name, and that I am going to insert into my new table. Okay, just make sure that the field names are accurate and that you are using it accurately. Then if I just use this particular, and if I run it, I need to see all the records available. And earlier I created a custom table, but for this demo I created an account table, but that's in a different way, same approach, but account table is having a lot more fields available. Whatever is available is very less, but in my account table there are a lot many fields available. So once that is run, you can see first name, last name, email, phone, everything available. And then I just need to see this particular email address. Again, whichever email address you want, you can choose here. You just need to see this, and you will see like name of this person is Murray. So if I want to change this person name, I can change it over here. Before that, let's see how it is reflecting in data cloud. Cloud, we need to, first of all, in data stream, see this particular account object as Snowflake itself. See, this is the account object which I'm bringing, and that will show as data connector type as Snowflake, and stream type as direct access. Okay, you don't have ingest here, it is a direct access. And maybe I haven't done any mapping, but if you want, you can do that mapping. And this is an SEO that I'm using, simple demo, or but in the production, when you're working, you might not see file federation. You will still see Snowflake available. Okay, so these are all things you will see, and I was earlier telling about history and all. So you will see that refresh history here, and it will be blank. You will not see data here. So that's a normal problem,
Aishwarya, your
normal
voice
issue.
is breaking in between. Can you turn off the video for some time?
Yeah, sure. Okay, maybe another 5 more minutes. We can conclude if all are okay. Please stay back another 5 more minutes. So yeah, this is how your data stream, query federation data stream looks like. And after that, if I just go to data explorer, I just need to see that particular record which we saw in Snowflake. We don't have DMO yet, so we need to use DLO itself. And you can see two account. This is the home org, that is Salesforce home org, that particular account. And this is the external one which I brought from um, Snowflake. I need to just choose this, and in data explorer I can see all the records which was available in my Snowflake account. Now I need to see that particular record. See, that's already top of the table, Murray, Williams, something. So here, data source is Snowflake Data Federation. Okay, and the data source object CRM public. How I am getting this name? This is from my whatever connection when I created that connectivity between Snowflake and Data Cloud. Whatever I need to give, that name is one CRM public here. Again, one CRM is a fictional name. Whatever name you want, you just use that name over here. And then if you want, you can filter it, or if you want to have a copy of this SOQL. This is not SQL here in Data Explorer. You can create an SOQL thing. Maybe I'll just go with email here, and what email I was having in this, will just use that same email. Okay, so the record populated, and first name is Murray. So now let me quickly change here in this section, like update same account, same object, whichever we saw earlier, same account. Maybe here we'll change this name to Michelle. Okay, see now, now only I'm just running this. Till now the record was showing Murray itself with the same email address. Now I'm just running this query. Okay, one file got updated, and now I need to go here, just do one round of refresh. It got updated to Michelle. So this is query federation concept, and you can make use of query editor also for the same thing. But make sure you're using the API properly. Okay, so here we go, and my DLO is like this account object. So I just need to open it. I will just copy this API name, and if I just use a label, it will not work. It will throw error. So make sure you're using DLL name, and if you're using DMO, use that name ending with the DLM. Okay, so that is the extension. You can see all the records getting populated, and this is fetching the data from Snowflake directly. That is the direct access link what you saw earlier. Okay, now coming to what file federation. So for file federation, there are a lot of concepts involved. So first of all, you need to go and create an IAM role. And for this particular demo, there is one particular role that was created. I think this one, access role. You can see the update. Like as soon as you make any changes, that update gets reflected here. If you have created many roles like me, then based on that update, you can just check which is the role. Here, this ARN value plays a major role. Copy this somewhere and keep it. And then trust relationship plays a major role. This is where you're going to give the allow access. And for these things, maybe AWS user role and external ID, everything you're going to copy from Snowflake. I'll show you some queries that you need to run. Based on that, you're going to update here. And similarly, this first section is for Snowflake, second section is for Open Catalog. So going back to Open Catalog here, you need to establish a connection first. And you have principals and roles here. So you need to create a relevant name to it and then use that. So maybe for now, I'll just show this one, SF principal. It's just a name for the principal role, and you're going to just give the related permissions to it. Okay, so I have two things, SF principal and one CRM principal. I can just give any permissions to it. Again, I've given a resource to it, like how to connect one CRM, Snowflake, and Open Catalog together. If you just go through that video, you will establish the connection. But on top of it, there is one thing that you need to keep in mind. That one we'll discuss from the Snowflake point of view. First is external volume. Again, in the initial connectivity itself, you are going to create everything. And then external volume, if you want to describe that external volume, you are going to just run this query, and you see what is the output that it is going to generate. Same concept what we saw in query federation, like that you are going to use database schema and then create a external volume. If you remember, we discussed about external table. So similarly here you are going to create an external volume. But this queries and all, syntax and all, you can get from Snowflake documentation. Based on your purpose, what query you need, everything is available in Snowflake documentation. You can fetch that and create your queries. And the ARN role, what we saw in AWS, that is what updated over here. And the external ID or the volume name, whatever we created, that is updated over here. And again, name of this particular storage location is you will get this from your S3 bucket related name itself. And then replacing the table, like whatever you already that is the Snowflake related connectivity you're going to bring. This is where you're going to bring. Okay, the Snowflake catalog you're going to use, and there is an external volume which you already created, and that base location is available for you in AWS. This is AWS table. Okay, this data load you will see in AWS. After that, whatever data you need to load from Snowflake, that particular table you are going to choose here. You should already have some data in this particular table. If you run this, you should see some records, and that data you are going to pass to this table, new table which you created. And again, the field should match. If you miss any field, you will get error. Then again, an alternate method to insert data, maybe without this statement, so you can run the query and create this particular base location where you want to store your Parquet file. Then in iceberg table, you're going to create like you have created iceberg table, and you will see that iceberg table here. You can just review it. And again, maybe I've done multiple things here. So again, catalog integration you are going to do, and the table format is iceberg. And then the client ID, client secret, whatever you have generated from the open catalog connection. Like you need to, while creating a new connection, you will see that log related. Again, that video explains you everything that in the chat. So those things you are going to use here for the connectivity. And once the test is created, you're going to do the same data load, everything, and sync your open catalog which you already created with your external volume. And once everything is done, then again, parsing of data. If you are having a different format, maybe a JSON format, for each and every different format, there is a syntax given to you in the Snowflake document. You need to make use of it to convert your formats. Here it is like parsing JSON. And again, you to review the iceberg table, check the count, whether if you're seeing any records, well and good. If you're not seeing, again, you need to make some troubleshooting here. And this is the important step that you need to follow, which is not available in the document or the YouTube channel, YouTube link, which I am going to share. So this is going to change your file format from the existing format. You are going to change it to Parquet, and then you can replace your existing iceberg table with some data, or maybe with some formats if you want. And then you're going to create a stage. This is also important to bring the connectivity between data cloud and AWS. Okay, so I'm using this bucket, Aish1 CRM bucket. And if you remember, we use this location, base location. So that one you are going to use this. So what's currently happening, I'm establishing a connection between AWS and data cloud indirectly through this staging. Okay, so in my initial setup, I missed this particular step. I stopped only till here, maybe till here, and it was not bringing me any data. Connection was established between Data Cloud and Snowflake, but it did not bring any data. So yeah, once this is done, again, there are some formats related to file format only. These are all the queries you can check. And then once everything is done, again, for every step, whatever I'm mentioning, there is a detailed document related to it in Snowflake. You can go and check. And once everything is done, then you can go and check with the normal select star from that particular table. And if you see some data populating, then your query is working proper. Otherwise, no. And this is something that I wanted to show, but due to time constraint, maybe you just, maybe if you want, you can take a screenshot of it. So what we are doing, we are going to insert a record manually from Snowflake and see whether it is getting populated in Data Cloud. So whatever we saw in Data Explorer related to query federation, same thing happens for file federation also. But here the connector is not Snowflake, it is Snowflake file federation. That's a different stream altogether, data stream altogether. Okay. So yeah, with this said, maybe I'll conclude this demo. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So this is the record that I'm generating from the file federation. Okay, you can see data source as Snowflake file federation. This is the name given to your connection. Okay, I'll be pasting all these resources in the chat, and you can go through it. There is a lot of details available for your query federation configuration For file federation, we don't have much information as this is beta version. You might not see more details on it. But yeah, you can follow whatever query I have added. Similar to that, if you follow, you will be able to do it. And one of the YouTube URL will help you to achieve that as well. Okay, thank you for your time. Maybe I took another 10 minutes extra, and whoever stayed till now, thank you so much. And thank you, JB, for providing this opportunity. And hopefully to have few more sessions on data cloud in future as well. Thank you. Okay, I think if people are here, maybe Rahul Nanda has asked a question on how to connect via Private Connect. So, Private Connect is again a concept related to data governance and again an advanced concept. So, maybe I haven't covered those related things today. Maybe in any of the upcoming sessions, maybe we'll try to cover this Private Connect concept. So, again, with or without, you can also work on data governance, but still on zero copy. Maybe I haven't explored on Private Connect yet. Again, Andy asked a question here like, would the same approach be applicable on integration with something like Databricks? Again, for Databricks also, we have a detailed document available. So maybe let me go back and give that resources. So here, whatever I've given, that is for Snowflake alone. But you can also use it you in the same article itself, or maybe in the same site itself. You have each and every sources available. Okay, I'm just pasting all those source links here, resource links here. Maybe HTTP got truncated, so you can just uh, I'm getting message failed. Any one of you can just ping me in chat if you're getting this resources. Okay, fine. So yeah, like you can go and check in the data cloud related developer documentation for each and every connectors. There is a different approach. It's not same. For Databricks, it's different. For Google BigQuery, it is different. So it's different for each and every setup. Okay, once again, thank you everyone for staying back and reach out to me on LinkedIn if you have any questions, or you can ask questions on Trailhead community as well if you are having anything. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.